They say hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. And I got some women here that'll make Lucifer himself want to change sides. Let's talk about it. What's going on? It's Trey here, and since you found me, you might as well go ahead and hit that subscribe button and like for more content. Today, let's talk about women in horror who just didn't survive. They straight up carried the whole movie. You ever watch a horror film where the plot is just okay? The villain is decent, but there's that one character that keeps you locked in the whole time? I'm talking about women who didn't wait to be saved. They were smart, strategic, and when it was time to fight, they threw them hands. These women made average movies better and turned great movies into classics. These are some of the women in horror movies that made us be like, oh hell, she ain't playing. These are in no particular order, and these are just some of the so many women out there that carried movies and showed just how much they can kick some butt. First one on my list is going to be Kiersey Clemons, Sweetheart, from 2019. This is one of the most underrated survival horror movies out there. Kiersey Clemons gets stranded on an island. If that's not already terrifying enough, she has something hunting her while she's there. And the twist to it all, she has no help. This movie has no music, no backup. It's just her and whatever that thing she's facing in the dark. And I must say, when it finally reveals itself, it's kind of creepy. But what makes her performance so cold is how physical and grounded it is. There's no long monologues. Kiersey Clemons sells everything in this movie with her eyes, her breathing, and her survival instincts. And when it's time to fight, she's crawling through mud, diving in water, and setting traps. I mean, going straight full-blown survivalist mode. She carried the film solo and made it intense without overreacting. Character number 2 is going to be Lupita Nyong'o in Us, released in 2019. Lupita didn't just act in Us. She gave us 2 different sides of this nightmare. She plays Adelaide and Red. One's terrifying, the other one is terrified. And she just doesn't play both. She embodies both characters. From the soft-spoken trauma to the robotic voice of Red, she created 2 fully fleshed out characters that live in your head long after the credits roll. And when it came to survival, she was protecting her family and fighting her own shadow, literally. In her performance in this film, you believed every scream, every breath, and every moment. Without her, honestly, this movie would have felt kind of flat. But with her, Us became unforgettable. Character 3 is going to be Samara Weaving in Ready or Not, released in 2019. This one right here, she was in survival mode. The second that game started, that this sadistic family has going on, Samara Weaving plays a newlywed who finds out her rich in-laws are part of a satanic blood cult. They tell her it's just a game of hide and seek, but spoiler alert, they trying to kill her. What makes her stand out is how she transforms. She starts out weak and vulnerable, barefoot and in a wedding dress. But soon after she realizes they ain't playing no games with her, she flips that switch fast. She's running through the forest, breaking out of traps, smashing faces with lanterns and goat skulls. She's scared, yeah, and you can hear it in her screams in this movie. Samara Weaving definitely was a scream queen in this film, and you could just feel the blood-curdling screams that she is giving. Man, it makes your skin crawl. Listen to this one. See what I mean? But she never breaks down. And when she sits there covered in blood, when it's all said and done, yeah, that was a final girl classic. And I know y'all probably thinking, man, he giving every movie from 2019. But like I mentioned earlier, there are so many of these women in these horror films that just carry these movies. But like I mentioned before, this is no particular list and this is no particular order. These are just some that I came up with and thought of. There are so many women out there in these horror movies. I mean, from Jada Pinkett in Demon Knight, Naomi Campbell in Scream, hell, Jamie Lee Curtis in Halloween. I mean, some of those are just the obvious, but I wanted to give an expansion on different women. But enough talking. Here go a movie from 2011 for y'all that was wondering. And that's Shortening Vision from the film You're Next, released in 2000. Shawnee Vision just didn't survive the home invasion in this one. She made the killers regret showing up. Shawnee Vision plays Erin in this film, and she's the one guest that nobody in this whole house expected to be a threat. But turns out she was raised as a survivalist. So when a mass murderer show up and start wreaking havoc and picking off family and friends one by one, she flips into trained instinct mode. She's setting traps, moving through the house so smooth and precise, using kitchen tools, furniture, hell, even a blender. Yes, you heard that right, a blender. Throughout this movie, she's calm, focused, and efficient. And honestly, she's more terrifying than the killers are by the end of this movie. She wasn't reacting, she was calculating the whole time. This wasn't a run and scream and hide type final girl here. This was a you picked the wrong one. But like I mentioned, I gotta give credit where credit can do and prop to all the other horror women out there that carry the movie. But this is not an official list. This is not my top 4. This is just 4 that I thought of and wanted to put some light on too. Because these women here, they didn't wait to be rescued. They carried the tension, they drove the story, and when it came time to survive, they didn't just make it out. They left some scars and blood behind too, and it wasn't theirs. But let me know in the comments, who's a horror character that carried the film and earned that survival? And should I do a part 2? And if so, who should I include? But before y'all get out of here, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more content if you haven't already. And be sure to follow for any more movie news, reviews, or anything of that nature, because it's possible. If you've seen it, I've seen it too.